When you're excited about something, have you noticed the sensations in your body, the somatic experience in that moment? Obviously referring to the giddiness in your stomach, the elevation of energy, this very fast-paced, quick energy that really wants to move inside. Maybe the slight muscular tensions in your face. And have you then noticed the sensations correlated with anxiety in your body? And by that I refer to the giddiness in your stomach, the fast-paced energy rising up through your system, the muscular tensions in your face. The funny thing about emotions is that they have polarity, a positive, negative polarity. But the energy signature between two emotions is the same. So that would be anxiety and excitement, love, hate, these things, right? And in this video, I really want to talk to you about anxiety, because anxiety is a thought loop. And excitement is the same way, because you're excited about something. And that something is typically not here. It might be here in some sense, but you have an imagined idea about it. And then you have thoughts about that imagination. And that might be judgments, and it might be fears in the case of anxiety, right? It might be all these labels or beliefs, really, about that particular thing. And your own connotations, really, is what defines whether it's anxiety or excitement. It is really down to your identity, who you consider yourself to be in that moment, as well as your identified relation to whatever it is you're imagining it to be. And so the other day I was leading a yin yoga session at the gym that I'm working at. And it's really quite interesting because leading up to this, I was super excited. But I also knew that, hey, this is going to be a fully packed room of people that I don't even know. And I haven't done sessions like these in groups for quite a while now. And it is not a place where I necessarily am comfortable. So I had this conundrum wherein I felt both anxious and excited at the same time. And it is a fine balance, really. And what I came to discover, and what I have discovered many times, giving presentations, being at social events, all these things where I see myself, I imagine myself in the position of doing it, being there, performing, whatever it may be. And I may have some belief, some idea about what this may mean to me. Is this something where I may be at stake, where I have to show some part of myself that I may be typically hiding, or I may be exposed to people and their judgments, their views of me, right? And what this really means to me. Am I excited to share? Am I happy to offer myself up? Or am I afraid of what other people may think? Am I grateful? Am I excited to discover what they may think, at what I have to deliver, at what I have to offer them? Or am I afraid? It really all boils down to how we see ourselves and how we put ourselves in relation to that thing that we imagine. And even in the moment of experiencing a particular thing, we may not actually be present there. We may still be caught up in the whole imagined idea about it. And what I often find when put in situations like these is that, yeah, there's this quick, fast-paced energy. I feel it, especially in my stomach, sometimes in my throat, and also particularly in my face. And in those moments, it's a really good practice to simply slow down. To not be in a rush, to not try to prove something to anybody, not even yourself, but to simply show up, be there, and notice yourself, notice the sensations in your body. Because the more you can be aware, the more you can be in tune with what is going on inside you, the more you can be a witness to that, of that. The more you can take self-care, as I like to say. The more you can practice presence in yourself. Being present with what is. Not trying to... Because yeah, there is this energy moving. Because it means a lot to you. That's the point. It means a lot to you. That's why you feel anxiety. It's why you feel excited, isn't it? Because there is meaning to it. You've applied meaning to the situation. So of course you're going to feel this tension, whether positive or negative. And it's okay to feel the tension. It's okay for it to carry this meaningful energy to it. It's okay. The point is not to get rid of that. The point is to go with that. So it becomes excitement rather than anxiety. Because when you oppose that energy, when you resist it, it becomes fearful, it becomes anxious. When you go with it, when you just want to be with it, explore with it, to show up with that energy, it not only becomes excitement, but you can harness that energy. You can allow that energy to invigorate, to inspire, to spark energy between, to spark that energy into your very words. And then it becomes more playful. Then it becomes more exciting for the participants or the other people there, regardless of the situation, because other people sense the way you show up. They sense your energy too, just like you do in you. And I had 3 people afterwards compliment me, not because I bother too much or care too much about compliments. I asked for criticism at the end of it. But I got a few compliments, not in depth or anything, but it is just funny how exploring this balance and being in these meaningful situations that are, yeah, they are important to you. To just see how you can show up, to see how you can go with that energy flow, to dance with it. And to be okay with not being okay. Be okay in that fast-paced energy, in that tension you feel in your stomach, in your face. And to not label it. Don't label it. Because the moment you tell yourself, I'm anxious, you are. The moment you tell yourself, I'm excited for this is important to me, then that is the reality you'll see. So I remember this way back from like school years, right, where for so long I would show up to a presentation holding my piece of paper, just trying to make my way through. Trying to get a good grade just by reading out loud from a piece of paper. How silly. And I'll tell you that the best presentations I've ever done are the ones I didn't really prepare for. Are the ones where I simply show up with this restless energy, but I just show up. And you know what? When you don't have an idea of how it needs to turn out, when you don't invest thoughts into thinking, you can just be with the sensation. You can just be in the moment. And it's okay if judgments creep in, but there is space for that too. You just take a moment to yourself, just breathe. And notice the restless energy moving inside. And the tendency to want to speed up. The tendency to want to tense up. And in that moment, you move on. You realize it's okay, you got it, you're fully here, and you move on. That is really the way of dancing with anxiety and excitement. Just show up as you are, with no imagined outcome. Because when you want something to turn out a certain way, you get in your own way. And when you get in your own way, I'll guarantee you it will not turn out the way you wanted it to. So the best way is to not try. Don't try to make it a certain way. Just show up as you are. I know it seems, in some ways, it seems counterintuitive to not plan, to not structure, to not rehearse. But I tell you, just by showing up, the magic will come all by itself. You just gotta trust. You gotta trust the spontaneity of the moment. You gotta trust that whatever happens will happen according to divine will. When I make these videos, you never see me editing. Maybe I will in the future, but you never see me cutting out little bloopers, little mistakes, little bits and pieces in my wordings that don't come out the way I want them to, because my tongue isn't as quick as my brain sometimes, and vice versa. And the reason I don't cut out is because I want to be raw. I want to honor the fact that sometimes I just show up. I don't try to be perfect on here. I can have thoughts about these videos. What am I going to say? What am I going to present? All these things. But, you know, the fact is, I don't know. The fact is, I don't know what I'm going to say. I really don't know what a video is going to be about until I start talking, until I start sharing. And just word after word, it reveals itself. And I can think afterwards, hey, this was a good angle, not the appropriate angle. It could have been better this way or that way. But, you know, just show up. Just show up. Just put it out there. Just do that thing. Just do it. And over time, when you keep doing it, you'll get better. You don't try to get better. You don't try to get to a certain somewhere. You just show up, do that thing, do your thing. Just show up as you. With your insecurities, with your anxieties, with your fears, with your doubts, all this, right? Just show up. Be the loving space in yourself for those emotions. Carry the tension. Let it carry through whatever it is you're doing, whomever you're with. Because I'm not particularly skilled in large social gatherings. My tendency is to want to just lean back and observe the other people there. But when I notice the range of emotions going through me, the underlying ideas and beliefs I may have about being in this large social gathering, when I sense the tensions in my body and whatever I may be thinking about those, and I just be the space for that. You know, suddenly I can be an active participant. I can be fully present in the gathering with the other people and allow myself to slip past all that. To see that, to know that, to be with my experience of all those things I just mentioned, and to slip past that. To be the permission slip for myself, to know that that is not what I am defined by, that I am going to show up regardless of what I sense, feel, or think about the present moment, right? That is really how to be present. It's to be with all that. And to show up regardless of that. So, I hope that covers it for anxiety and excitement. So, take care. Wish you all the best. Bye.